We're talking Tiger all night long, and I'm giving away this. Let's do this. It's time for a transformational tip presented by Morgan Franklin. Before I get to this transformational tip, by the way, I want to tell you something that we've got going on thanks to our friends at Big Moss. What I need you to do is look at this Big Moss putting green. This is my Let's Do This putting green. We're giving away one of these putting mats to one lucky viewer. Here's what you need to do. You need to tag a friend here with this. Make sure you share that video with them. And also, you got to follow me over on YouTube. We're going to check all this stuff. We're going to pick one lucky person to get this putting mat. As well, for everybody else that doesn't get it, you can go over there to bigmoss.com and you can order up this Let's Do This putting mat. We're giving a 15% discount. All you need to do is use the code BREED15, and through the 15th of November, we will award you that putting mat with a 15% discount. So make sure you take advantage of this thing that Tony Persico is doing over there on Big Moss. Now, I want to talk to you about this one thing that's going to transform your golf swing, and it's something that, quite honestly, Tiger Woods, through all the renditions of the golf swings that he's had, through the start of time, he's always had this one thing, and he's always had width in the golf swing. What is width in the golf swing? Well, width in the golf swing is simple. It is the distance that your hands get away from the chest. When I start talking about depth, I'm talking about how far the hands get outside of the framework of the shoulders. That would be depth, that would be width. And when I have a swing that has great width to it, now you can see my hands are really far from my sternum right here, and that creates a very wide arc. Now, what does this wide arc do? Well, what it does is it allows this club to come in maybe a little bit shallower into the strike. Doesn't mean the club head's not on the strike line. It just means it's a little bit shallower in the strike, and it will throw the ball up into the air. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to hit a golf ball here without any width. Just going to make a little what I would call a normal swing here. Now that swing right there, pretty accurate shot. Is it going to get into my target? Yeah, all right. Now, come on up here and take a look at what these things are going to show you. There's a number of interesting things that you're going to pay attention to. That one there, a little shallower. Now, I'm not getting as wide in that swing, so I'm keeping my hands a little closer to me. That apex is at about 80 feet. That's a little bit underneath where I play. I play typically at about 90 feet. But I got that ball to go 174. That's about where I hit my 6-iron. I'm about 175 to 180 with my 6-iron. And ball speed goes to 115. So pretty good numbers there as far as I'm concerned. Now, I want to show you what's going to happen with width in the swing, because this is really something that's advantageous for you. And for those of you that are looking for a little bit more distance, maybe you're looking for a little bit more consistency, you're trying to get rid of that weak shot, maybe stuffing the toe in the ground, this is for you. What you need is you need some width in your golf swing. And that width in the golf swing is going to allow the body a little fuller move. It's going to have the arms well away, and it allows a little bit more time down into the strike. Now, the other thing that we want to pay attention to is not setting the wrists early. If we set the wrists early, it's going to keep our hands close to our sternum. What we want to do is feel the wrists that happen a little bit later. It's happening up in here. That's where Nicklaus did it. That's where Tiger's done it. And despite all the changes that he's made, whether it was Butch or Hank or Chris or Sean or any of them, the set was always late. And that set late in the swing allows the arms and hands to get away from the chest, which is going to throw this ball up into the air. So let me show you what happens when we do that. Now, feeling a real push from my trail arm, that right arm. Let me put this into that green right there. Okay, good. Now, in here, a lot of width. So now I hit that shot there. Now, come on up here, because this is a really, really interesting thing to watch. And Greg, you be prepared to replay these too. But I want to point this out to you at home so that you see exactly what's going on. Look at the apex here, 106 feet. So that other one was at 78. This is 106. So what does that mean? That means another 30 feet. What does that mean? That means that golf ball is going to descend into that green at a little bit of a steeper angle. That's going to allow me to get to some hole locations that I might not be able to get to. Remember, ball speed was at 115. Now, 123. Why? Because I didn't have the club traveling at a downward angle of attack, so I wasn't losing any energy. Even though the club head may have been traveling at the same speed, the ball speed was 123. And when that ball speed goes up, distance goes up, and that one carried 187. So what does that mean? That's an additional 12 to 15 yards that I picked up by adding that width. Now, let's take a little look in the simulator and see the difference. And what you can see here is the blue one, that's the one that I hit into the bucket. That's the first one that I hit, 174. The red one, look at how much higher that is. That's 30 feet right there. And that 30 feet, what that allows me to do is it allows me to attack a whole location that might be in the front. It allows that golf ball that when it lands on the green there, it's not going to roll far away from where that ball initially or ended up. So it lands here, it rolls out to whatever, they're very close together. When I have a descent angle that's coming in a little bit more along the ground, it pitches into the green and then releases out. So how do we teach ourselves to create some width? This is my favorite drill, easy to do. 9-iron. You're going to hold this. You grip down just a little bit, maybe an inch and change. Then all I want you to do is take your lead hand off, and I want you to hit shots here. Now, this will be hard for you initially, but what you're going to find is when you start to do this, what you're going to feel is, man, my arm is moving a lot more, and I'm not setting my wrists any. The club is way back here. It'll also shallow out the divot, so you're not going to have a big gouging divot into that ground there. It's just going to be brushing along. And you can see when I'm doing this drill, there's no real wrist set in there. I get that feeling that that right hand, my trail hand, is pushing away. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing. I feel that trail hand pushing away just like that. Let's see if I can get this thing up to 106 in the apex and get that ball speed up into those 120s. That was even more solid. Wow. Let's see what we got there. 120 on the ball speed, 106 on the apex, 185 as we have that ball traveling that distance. And what you'll also notice, by the way, is that ball in the fairway only rolled out about 2 yards. So very, very good. If that had been on the green, it obviously would have been a lot less than that. So what I want you to pay attention to, and what Tiger Woods has done in all the renditions of his swing, this is one thing he has not changed, and that is that width in the golf swing. It is something that's going to help you improve distance. It's going to help you improve your accuracy. It's going to get that impact position to get where you want in the center of the club face, and the face of the club is going to be very, very stable as it rides through that strike and into your finish. And as that happens, apexes are going to go up, scores are going to go down. You're going to have a lot more fun. Add a little width, because I'm telling you, if you do that, you'll see exactly the same. Maybe you won't see 82 wins on the PGA Tour, but you're going to see a lot more success. And that's our transformational tip presented by Morgan Franklin. Time for a grip tip presented by Golf Pride. Now, one of the big changes in Tiger Woods' golf swing, and this is actually something that he was very good at when he was working with Butch. This is back in the, say, late 90s, and he's now gone to, because of what's gone to his back, is this movement forward of the upper body. There's no real hang back in his golf swing. That's why you don't hear about him getting stuck anymore. He doesn't really use that terminology. And it's one of the reasons why he's been able to develop some consistency in his motion. He may have lost a little bit of speed. Remember, he's getting older. He's going to be 44 in December. So he's getting a little bit older. He's losing a little club head speed. But the ball striking is very, very consistent, as proved by what he did at the Zozo Championship, winning by 3. Now, what I've got here, I've got a little station set up to practice. And what you can see is I've got an arm coming out here with a swim noodle on it. And what I do when I do this drill, and this is what's going to help you do what Tiger's doing, and that is move through the shot. So many of you are complaining, I can't get through the ball. Well, the reason why is the body isn't moving forward, and I need it to move forward, not laterally, but rotationally. So what we do is we set this right up on, it's actually over the lead foot and right at the lead shoulder. So you can see in my address, that's perfect angle right there. So what I have is that my lead shoulder now is directly in line with this swim noodle, and that swim noodle is right over that lead foot. And what I want to feel like I'm going to do is move through it and let my trail shoulder hit that swim noodle right there. So as I get in here, I feel that trail shoulder moving forward, and all of a sudden when I'm done, and let's go back to that camera 2 shot, when I'm done, now all of a sudden you can see that the body is standing over the lead foot. I'm not back here in this fashion, and there's no real pressure on that trail foot. I've lightened that trail leg by getting the weight distribution to move into the shot that way. So what you now will notice, and Greg, if you could, I'm going to ask you to do this for me. Just give me an overhead shot again. I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah. Now, well done, Gibbsy. Look at the difference between where this swim noodle is and where the golf ball is. It's not very far. That's maybe 6, 7 inches. It's not like I have to move a ton. All I'm asking you to do is feel like your body is going to move up into this fashion here as you're carrying that club through. And you can see how the body is now traveled forward. That's fantastic. All right, now, what I would suggest doing when you first do this in the face-on view is go slowly. It's going to feel very, very clumsy for you because you're going to feel like you slide into this. This isn't a sliding move. It's not a lateral move. It's a rotational move into that forward direction over that lead foot. So we're going to go like this. And now when you hit that shot there, what you should see is the golf ball will fall to the toe side of the golf club. So what I'm talking about is there should be a little bit of right movement to it. And this is another reason why I think Tiger has performed a little bit more consistently, in my opinion, is he can move the ball both ways. But he's primarily going with this little cut shot. And he's hitting a lot of these cut shots. And it's allowing him to be very consistent with the strike and also with his distance control. He doesn't have a lot of face rotation going on in there. He's not playing with a lot of high rate of closure. And as he takes that rate of closure down, he's starting to get very, very consistent in the distance that the ball is traveling. Now, set up again. Slow move again. And the body travels through very nicely over that balanced position. I can move or not move from here. I can fall. I can do all kinds of things. I'm completely 100% balanced from that position. So when I'm coming through, I feel like I've got total control. Whatever it is that I need to do, I can do. And one of the things that you'll see with Tiger when he's swinging now is he's not losing balance through the shot. In other words, when he's going into the strike and through into the finished position here, his body is completely stationary. He's able to stay where he finished. It's not like a recovery. You don't see a recoil bat like this. And many of you, when you're coming through, there's a lot of recoil. And the reason why there's recoil is you're not rotating what we call closing the door. You're not rotating the body into this position where it's now facing the target. You slide into that, or your lower body slide into that, particularly better players. There's a lot of lower body movement in that. What I like to see from my players and what I love watching with Tiger is the upper part of the spine staying over the lower part of the spine. So many times when you're making this golf swing and you go from forward bend into side bend into the downswing, the upper part of the spine is back behind the lower part of the spine. So in a face-on view here, what you're seeing is my microphone here and the belt buckle. When I start doing this, this is where you get into trouble. This is where the club gets behind. This is where you start getting stuck. We don't see that anymore with Tiger. And one of the reasons why is he's got to protect the back. The upper body's got to start to move up on top of the lower body. Now, in here like this, get that image that right shoulder's going to get over the left foot. And now when I start to do that, what you're going to see is a very, very straight shot. That one there has just ever so slight curve to the right. Greg, I don't know if you can play that shot again, but what you're going to see is just an ever so slight curve to the right. Look at that. That's 86 RPMs of right spin. That means that ball is not going to go to the left. And when you start to be able to play golf where it's not going to the left, now you can play a lot of good shots. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this, fold that down just like that, get it out of the way. And now in my mind, what I have is this image of right shoulder over the lead foot or over the left foot. So my trail shoulder is going to get up over the lead foot, and it's really going to lighten this trail leg. If I do what I'm supposed to do, this should just curve just a little bit to the right. Let's see what we get. Yep, she's curving over to the right-hand side. Greg, you're going to want to show that shot again, if you would, please. Because this is exactly what I'm trying to do. You see it start out there to the right? I can swing as hard as I want, and that ball is not going to go to the left. The way you start getting balls to hook is by getting the top part of the spine to fall back behind the low part of the spine. That's going to cause you to get very handsy and create a lot of inconsistencies in what's going on with the strike. So in here like this, same thing again. Oh, I could do this all day long. I just want to do it all day long. I got to hit one more of these. That was a good one. Not quite as good as the one before, but a very good one. And I would tell you, feel that rehearsal. See that little swim noodle right in your mind over here on the lead shoulder, and get the trail shoulder up to that spot right there. It's a wonderful image, a wonderful feel. Oh, this was really, really good. Really good. Oh, Greg, you got to show me that one. I got to let everybody see that one. That one there, 302 RPMs to the right-hand side. That shot there, that's exactly what we want. That's what I want you to pay attention to. Make sure that you feel like you're getting that trail shoulder up to where the lead shoulder was, and the lead shoulder is going to feel like it's right over that lead foot. So I want to make sure that you've got that. And remember, that's what Tiger's doing. If it's good enough for him, it's good enough for you. Now, I want to remind you of something that's really neat. What we're doing up until November 15th is we are offering an opportunity for you to get this putting mat right here, this Let's Do This putting mat that I came up with Tony Persico over at Big Moss Golf. What you want to do to enter our contest, we're giving away one of them. We're offering percentage discounts to everybody. But if you want to get into this, what you've got to do is you got to tag a friend here, share this video with them, and also follow us on YouTube. And to one lucky viewer, we're going to give away this putting mat. To all of you, we're offering the opportunity up until November 15th to get this putting mat at a 15% discount. All you got to do is use the code BREED15, BREED15 at BigMoss.com. Go over to BigMoss.com, find the Let's Do This mat, and you can get this mat at a 15% discount up until November 15th. I want to thank you so much for watching and remind you that right there is our grip tip presented by Golf Prep. It's time for Proving It, presented by Titleist. Tiger Woods had a phenomenal win, obviously, at the Zozo, but the putter, it cooperated. Now, look back here, and I'm not going to show you this video right yet. I'm just going to explain to you what goes on and why he's been such a great putter. There are two things. One is routine, and one is how still he keeps his head. And I talked about movement of the head or lack of movement of the head. Well, it's pretty impressive what he does. But let's first talk about this routine here. And I'm going to show you what he does, and then I'm going to show you the video of what he does. Now, let me tell you how Tiger gets into this. First of all, and the uncanny thing about Tiger is, you watch all these people use the line when they put the line down. They always, invariably, there's an adjustment. You see some guys get in there, make sure it's all right, and then they make a little adjustment and go. Tiger puts the line down, and I never see Tiger adjust the line on the ball. And the reason why I believe that is that I don't think he's as precise as people think with that line. I think it's more of a guideline to what he's doing. It gives him an idea that he's kind of around, and he uses his visualization very well. And what I mean by that is this. He starts into this always from behind here, and as he comes in, he's always looking at what's going on between the golf ball and the hole. He's checking out the path and maybe where he wants that golf ball to start. But he comes into here, and now what he does is the following. He sets the putter down, and he gets his grip. Then he takes one practice stroke. He doesn't stop. In other words, it doesn't go one and then back to here and then two. What he does is he goes one, and then as he starts to move the putter back into the second one, he looks down the line. So he's making a look at the hole while he's making the second stroke. Then what he does is he goes left foot, right foot, and lines the putter up. And now he looks again down there to make sure that the putter head is aimed where he wants it to go. So he goes left foot, right foot, putter is in there. He verifies that it's where he wants. Now he gets his feet configured properly, looks again, and then he makes his putting stroke. So he goes left foot, right foot, aim putter, look, then settle the feet, look, and then as soon as the head comes back to, and I see head, I mean the eyes, as soon as the eyes come back to the putter goes into motion. So what he does over here, and again, I'm not going to go through the whole routine, I'm just going to show you what he does with his eyes. What he does is he looks up, and then as the eyes come back to the ball, the putter then goes into motion just like that. It's the most consistent part of what he does. I have seen him and I have watched him do this for years now, decades, and I have marveled at the consistency of his routine in putting. In fact, timing it, it's incredible. It's right around 14 to 17 seconds, depending upon the length of the putt, which is a remarkable thing if you pay attention to this. So as he comes in, and many of you struggle with getting the putter into motion, if you get the putter into motion by using your eyes coming away from the target to throw the putter into motion, what you're going to find is that putter then will just start to move. It's incredible how he does it. Now, let's watch this because this is impressive. This is from a number of years ago. This is the AT&T in 2012. And what you're going to notice is he's going to take a couple of practice strokes, watch his head, and I'm going to talk you through this. Watch his head. He's going to look, and he's going to look back, and then you're going to see him go left foot, look, and then go. Watch this. Stroke, he's looking up right there. Fantastic. Now he goes left foot, right foot, lines the putter up. Now look, right there, he's looking at the line that he wants to hit it at, but he hasn't settled the feet yet. Now he settles the feet right there beautifully. He's going to look up one more time. There's the look, and now he's going to go. And he hits it. And guess what happens? Yeah, that thing goes right in the hole. So watch that again because it's absolutely awesome to watch. I'll remind you of it again. It's phenomenal. Start back down there. I'm not going to do that. Come in here, get the grip. You're going to make one stroke here and then look at the hole like that. Left foot, right foot. Aim the putter head. Make sure it's aimed properly. Get the feet to go, look, and then go. It's a tremendous routine, and I know it's going to help you with that. Now, I want to talk to you about the other thing that Tiger does that's so impressive, and that is the movement of the head or the lack of movement of the head. Now, why do heads move? Heads move because shoulders will seesaw, or they won't move because shoulders will rotate. So if I take my shoulders and I seesaw, in other words, drop the left shoulder down, drop the right shoulder down, my head will go back. If I let the shoulders rotate through, the head will not move. So it goes here, here. And you can see the shoulders right here rotate open. As they rotate open, the head does not move back. If I take the shoulders and seesaw them, now you can see the space between my head and the golf ball, and now you see it open up there. And the reason why that happens is that the shoulders are going in this fashion, pulls the upper part of the spine back. What Tiger does is he lets those shoulders open up, sends the putter head down the line, lets the shoulders open up. That keeps the head nice and quiet right down the line. Let's do this again. Right down the line. Now, I'm going to go back to a little longer putt. Let's use the yellow ball. Okay? Now, we're going to go through the exact same routine that we had done before. And that routine is as simple as this. You're using your routine to help you gain confidence in your alignment and your distance to the ball, the where you're hitting the ball, the line that you're hitting the ball on, all that stuff. All of that is what's happening in your routine to allow you to have confidence to make the putt. So you come in here, you're making a putting stroke. This putting stroke may be for you to work on something in your putting stroke. Maybe it's, I want to use my shoulders properly, whatever that is. That's that one stroke to assist you with what's going on with the mechanics of the motion. Then you're going over here and you're looking at this for speed. How hard am I going to move this putter to make the ball go the distance that I want? Then I get in here like this, and now I'm checking to make sure that the putter is lined up properly. And if I move in and the putter is lined up to the right, now I still haven't settled my feet yet, so I can adjust the putter, and then I can settle my feet. So moving the putter in there gives me time, and it allows me to be able to make the adjustment that I need to make if I need to make one, which is fantastic. So it gives me, in this routine, all the things that you need to have are built into it. Mechanics if you need, distance if you need, aim if you need, and then all of that's built in, and then boom, you react, which is the fun part. So let me show you this again, and I'll walk you through. Practice stroke for technique. Practice stroke for distance. Left side, right side, putter get in there, aimed properly. Now I set it up, I adjust the feet. Now I'm looking back, putter goes back, goes through, down the line. Yes, sir! That's how we do it. Now, I want to remind you of one other thing here. You see this putting mat that I'm on here? This is the Let's Do This mat that I've invented or came up with my friend Tony Persico at Big Moss. And we have a putting mat that I know is going to help you putt so much better. You take this routine that I talked to you about, and you're going to putt a lot better. What we're doing here, we're giving away this mat to one lucky viewer. But to everybody else, we're offering this opportunity, a 15% discount on this. What that means is all you have to do is go over to bigmoss.com, put in the code BREED15. And when you put that code in, that's going to give you 15% off through November 15th. What do you need to be able to do to win the mat? Well, simple. You've got to tag a friend, and you've got to make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. You do all that, and we will enter you into our giveaway where we'll be giving away one of these Let's Do This mats. And I know that's going to help you putt better. You get this mat, you get that routine from Tiger, and you're going to make more putts. You're going to have a lot more fun. And that right there is proving it. Presented by Titleist.